Right. Let's start for for real this time. I just had to change the frame rate down from 60 to 30. So let's start again. YouTube is saying we're not getting anything. Yes. You will be soon, though. Never fear. Smith is here. I really need a better mic. This one's nice, but it's not very not that nice. Apparently we're doing 600 kilobits per second. We shouldn't be. I think I've got it set to 450. Maybe I should change it to 400. Stream status is bad. Yes. I agree. So let's check out the preview and see what happens. There is no preview, apparently. That's lovely. Hello? I'm sending data. Yes, there we go. That's better. Hello? I'm sending data. Yeah, okay. Very good. Works. Stop. Health is good. Yes, that's very nice. Thank you, YouTube. You won't stay that way for very long. Need like a cough button or something. How's my mouse battery doing? Very low. Let's just go to open up Snaz. And set it to count down to the 8th of the 9th, 11 o'clock. No, no, no. I want you awake. Go. There we go. Very nice. Let's pop this out so I can see it. It goes there too. And this, we'll put alongside here. I'll try and look away from the mic when we're doing that. Okay, so let's turn this on. Oh, well, that's a shame. I do that every time. Sorry about that, guys. If there's any other problems with the sound, let me know, because I won't hear them. I've decided to replace the speakers with the headphones. Anyway, what I was saying... Yeah, there's all the people saying things. What I was saying was, I think we're just going to do the same thing we did last week, which is work on this song that we worked on last time, and then at the end, if we have time, we'll do some programming, because I still haven't done that change I was hoping to do last time. Yeah, sorry guys, there's a bit of a delay between the live stream and the chat. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's at least 30 seconds. So I probably won't get to anything until then. But let's get started, I suppose. Let's have a listen to what we've done. I was saying before, when you couldn't hear me, that this section here is what we worked on last week, and I pretty much finished it. And today we're just going to add on a new bit. So let's have a listen to, from, let's say here. I just have a listen to give some context.
Some days I'll get outside and I feel against the town. Well, we'll judge some days I'll pop everything. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me.
Hey, Dose with Pineapples. Nice to see you here. I was saying as well before, I'm pretty sure the amount of people keeps growing every time. This bit's a bit repetitive here. And then that's where we got to continue off from. This bit's a little bit dodgy, and that's because I just did it this morning. That's not a very high octane, high effort part. But the idea I've got from here... hey, Chip Chap Chop, how you going? Yes. I have put the cat samples in this one. Just as a reference. And the next part, I think, is going to be another reference as well, which people might like. What am I looking for? I'm looking for samples and loops or film samples. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Iron Giant, that's what we're looking for. And we want that funky chord that I use in the bridge section. That's it. And we'll turn it up nice and loud. Okay, I've got the octave setting down one on my keyboard, that's why. That's very loud. Let's not have it that loud. Let's give ourselves an actual envelope here so that we can control the note. Do we want... And, okay, so let's get the key right here. I was thinking we would go up from... so... Hello? Oh, that's a bit of a delay. Let's get rid of this. That'll... we don't really need to get rid of that, do we? We can just turn this down to 512, something like that. And then we have to turn it off and on again. Okay, there we go. Thanks, guys. It really does. Yeah. Really does light my heart to see that stuff. Those compliments. So we were there, and I wanted to go up to there. People on Twitter will recognize that reference. So we wanted to go up to A, which is
I think you'll find the Prime Minister.
okay. Let's. I think the chord might be a little bit. There you go. That's the right one. So it was right all along. It was the first one that I did. I was just trying to overcompensate. Set this to a new mixer track. Yes, oh, wonderful, beautiful mixer. I abuse you so much. The last pattern, thank you. You can see my wonderful organization skills. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and... No, just 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Or, we do that. And stretch it out a little bit. Oh, the time's messed it up. Stop. I don't want that. What's happened? Oh, that's okay. I can deal with that. It's on beat, so it's fine. Okay. And let's just put this here so that we've got something to work with. Oh no. Come on. This happened. I need to replace my interface. That's not right. That's very not right. Oh, that's better. I need to... I'm using a Zoom microphone as an audio interface right now, and the Zoom's pretty good, but it's getting a bit old, and either the Zoom or the cable is a bit dodgy when connecting to the computer. So I need to sort that out at some point. So I just need to reboot it every now and again. Okay, and let's put our... Yeah, that's good. And we'll extend this out. This also is a little too quiet. And I'm not sure about that last bit there. What's that, brain? You want something a little different for that last bit? Yes, that's perfectly acceptable. That's a little off. We'll fix that soon. I just throw my notes on the screen right now. We might do that a little bit differently. We'll throw this in here like that. And put this in there like that. That's gonna get annoying, so that's long. Something about that second chord sounds off. Which second chord do you mean? Because I have switched over to headphones, so I am sacrificing a little bit of fidelity there. Do you mean that one, or that one, or that one? Or does it just sound pitchy in general? Because I can understand if it sounds pitchy, because it is a bit, now that I'm listening to it. We got something that's... There's some Voyager samples for you. F sharp. No, I think that's fine. Although, I think a lot of it might be problems with... Whoa. That... Hold on, what? Why is C lower than B? Is it that? No, that's not supposed to happen. That's okay. I'm just gonna ignore that and I'm just gonna ignore that and assume that it never happened. I'm not proud of that double meaning. I wondered why you were throwing question marks in the chat, and then I remembered that that just happened. See, I genuinely forgot that it ever happened. When I say that, I mean it. Okay. So let's get this fitting in with the beat there. Let's pop in our Fruity Balance. It's a very underrated plugin, this one. Stops you from messing with the volume sliders, the level sliders on the mixer, because that gets annoying if you ever want to change the level of your tracks. I think that's right. Is that too much? We'll find out. Let's lead into it. There is something off about that chord. Okay, we're going to ignore that. Move on. And put a bass line on there. There's no use obsessing over something being a little bit pitchy. Well, not until later, at least. So let's grab pattern. Pattern, thank you. I want an empty pattern. There we go. And put a bass in there. Nope, that's not the bass. We'll go for something a little bit sort of, ooh, yes, this is nice and jumpy. Bouncy is probably a better word for it. Where's my bass? It's somewhere in here. It'll be called Synth 1 VSTI. There it is. Something very heavy on beats. On the beats. Not much syncopation here. Very straight. This chord is really fighting me, isn't it? It's annoying me. It's annoying me. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to separate it off from the bass by doing that. Yay. I'm going to put something over the top of it to hide the fact that it sounds kind of weird. What are we going to put over top of it? Something from Iron Giant, because that's only fitting. Not that. Will that work? I think that sounds a little bit too grand. On the loop, please. I gotta find the note now. So what's at A? No, that's not A, that's D. Okay, we got the wrong chord here. That one does not fit in. What one did I use in the Iron Giant remix? I used another one alongside that. I mean, another thing I could do is just reuse an old chord. We'll keep going with the bass. We'll just keep doing the bass and hope that the problem goes away and solves itself, because that's what you should always do. That's the wrong note, but I have a feeling it doesn't matter. No, it matters. That sounds much better. across the whole thing. Let's start again. With another chord. Hold on one sec. That's the problem with doing things in an enclosed room. It gets quite warm, especially when your computer's doing work. Dermson Pano, he says, I really wish FL could let you warp audio as easily as you can in Ableton. Yes. Yes. I haven't used Ableton in a very long time, but what I do remember is that is definitely a highlight of Ableton. They're getting there in FL Studio. You can do tricks in the playlist with using Create Unique, but it gets really confusing and it's hard to organize. And they have added. You can actually change the start position of a sample, which you couldn't do before, which is surprising, but now you can. Now Okay, so yeah, we can go back to that chord if we want. I'll put it in there just so that we have something on the back to sort of mold everything around. Oh, that chord goes on for a little while longer than I thought it did. Some interesting stuff there. And we'll... and then... It sounds a little bit weird. But we'll bring it down a bit. And bring it down a bit, maybe. No, that's too much. And I don't think pushing it up will do anything. No. Sounds better. Nice and warm in that area. You can tell I'm kind of annoyed that this didn't quite work, because I'm starting to do random stuff and hope it fixes things. Yeah, see, that's why that chord was sounding wrong. Because it's wrong. Doesn't that sound better? Trouble now is that it's completely out of its range. Yeah, the transition. It's these chords. These chords, it's these that are causing the problem. And I think it could be fixed just by doing that. Well, the transition is kind of fixed by doing that. I mean, the other option is to get rid of this top one, because I don't know if we need that extra color there. And get these offbeat with the others. Is that... No, it needs to go. And this goes up there for some reason, needs to come down. Stream delay is awful. Yes, tell me about it. I think we do need this to affect this a little bit more, because it's... What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Now, does that... I think I add a little bit of reverb onto this, and then that'll sound pretty good. Just needs a bit of space to come off the end, and maybe something in the middle of that gap. No, not that one. No. 3D reverb's very good for short, early reflections and stuff. But no, don't use it for. Don't use it for tail. I think this is pulling it. There's still something a little bit off about that. What did I do? I think I just pulled, yeah. Let's get rid of this reverb. I don't think that works there. We're just gonna find something to fit in the middle there. That's why it sounds wrong. Will that work? No, it won't. Okay. Huh. Let's put some actual drums on there. See if we can get... Nope, that doesn't fit in. That'll sound exactly the same as the other section. how's the transition now?
Though I have
Given that it's exactly the same
to
drums.
say goodbye.
Yeah, throw a bit of this on the end there, and then that'll be okay. You just need something to fill in that gap. Ori River. I haven't heard of that one before. Let me just look that up. Oriel River, not Ori River. Okay, yeah, good. Does have mod. Oh, it's free. Oh, we try it out today if we want. Maybe not now, but. Okay, where were we? Where were we? We'll put some sound effects on here. This could be like a bit of a groovy based section, I think. The last bit was more vocals based. Where's the clap? There it is. Maybe. And we'll leave it out for now. Okay. Let's go back. Try. There we go. That fills in the gap nicely. There's our fix. Yes, all better. Good. Right. No. Okay. The problem here seems to be... this. And we're also need the lower one to be quiet, louder. That's what we need. And then... we could actually just... just bring that down there. I don't want to overpower it too much. No, I think we'll just leave it like that for now. Starlight Glimmer Earl asked, what's this a remix of? Everything. It's got, what do we got? There's a lot of Doctor Who. There's Coco in here. Some... oh, and that's gone again. Honestly. Hello? Is this... yeah, what? What's going on with that? That's... okay, there, that's better. Yeah, I don't know if it's the USB or it's the Zoom, because if it's the Zoom, then that's a big shame, because it's a very good thing. Am I streaming to another platform simultaneously? No. No. I'm only streaming to YouTube. 600. Yes, that's a good point, actually, Dose McPineapple. And you said that a while ago, and I didn't notice it, but a riser, or at least some kind of build-up. Okay, let's try this again. Although, I'm going to try something try something different. I've told it to use battery power instead of the computer power. So hopefully that does something. Huh? Stony Shore says, for us that joined, we could hear it from the beginning. Hear what from the beginning? What's going on? Now I see everyone else. What? Okay. Something weird is going on. Maybe. What were we doing? We were doing a thing with... Yes, we use that one. Or just shorten it down a bit. Like that. Oh, thanks, Funky Joe Jones. That's a fun name to say, Funky Joe Jones. But thanks, man. Seriously, thanks. Really appreciate it. And let's just do a curve up like that. And then maybe this up here. Let's set this to another mixer track. And see how bad this sounds. Does this sound good? Does it work? Is it bad? Might be bad. Is bad. But whatever, we can't use that snare. But we need something else there. And I think after we find this, I'm going to finish up with this and maybe switch over to the other thing I was planning to do, which is some How long have we been going for? Oh, only 45 minutes. Okay. I thought we'd been going for a little while longer for a bit. But yeah, I'm starting to reach the point of diminishing returns, as I say, every time I do a live stream. Yes. Some of these are very loud, sorry. It's because I have the project. The project is actually quite quiet. I have yet to master making things sound good while also very loud. So everything sounds very quiet, a lot of my stuff. Yeah, I don't know under what circumstance that is a useful snare. That's not a snare, that's just like someone dragging their bag across the sand in a beach. In a beach. Yes, that's how you say that phrase. Hold on. Yeah, it's much better. that one actually might work. It might be a little bit intense, but we'll fix that and we'll do some things, maybe. Okay. Maybe not. We'll leave it there. I will leave it there for me later to figure out, because I think we're going to finish up with the music now. I'm not going to stop the stream. Not just yet. I do have one more thing I want to do that we didn't get done last week. But it's not going to be music. It's going to be lightly related, but... right. Okay. Let's just take a look at the chat. Honestly, man. Thank you, Funky Joe Jones. Okay. All right. We are going to finish up with the music here because I'm pitting the point of diminishing returns. Mostly because I had an idea at the beginning. It didn't quite work out well, and I'm feeling a little bit demotivated now. Hello? There. Hopefully that didn't happen. Hopefully that wasn't a thing that happened for long. But I'll just recap what I was saying, which is... just hit the point of diminishing returns. So I think we're going to end the music here. But I do have one more thing I want to do. Which we didn't get done last week. Because either we ran out of time or I think actually I forgot. So we'll see how that goes. But it's a little bit of programming. See, I have this custom jukebox music player thing that has just refused to go over onto my main screen. This thing here. Let me set it over to the screen so you can see. This is I made this. This is mine. But we're going to change something in it because right now it only ever works with the default audio device, which is annoying because it means that I have to, I can't just have it set to one scene, and if I want to change the audio device, then, I just minimized all my windows, then I can't do that, which is obviously something which I want to do. So, that's what we're going to do. Okay, let me get this set up for a second. So let's close that, and then I'll open up. Hopefully this won't take long, but any programmer will tell you that what you don't... you will lose hours to programming because there will be problem upon problem upon problem upon problem. I really would like as well, actually, to be able to play some music while I am doing this, but unfortunately, I could just copy this over to the desktop. In new folder 2, and just copy the executable across and run it from there, and so then it won't interfere with what we're doing when it recompiles. Oh, but then I have to reopen the playlist to set everything up. That's okay. Where is it? It's in... Come on, hard drive. There we go. Sorry about the delay, guys. We'll be back in a sec. I'm just got to try and figure out where this is so we can get some music in the background. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit awkward. Playlists. That's the one. There we go. Wonderful. I'll put these windows back. And let's play some stuff. And just turn it down a little bit. Right. Now let's hope that my mic doesn't break. So let's open up. Also, let's turn that down just a little bit more. That's a lovely calming song for what we're about to do. Live stream jukebox. This is what we're looking for. Let's hop over to screen. Right, let's get started. So, what we need to do very first is add in a options form. Now at this point I 100% expect my the amount of people watching to go down, because it's not exactly the most exciting thing. So what do we want? We want to add a form here. In C#, which is what we're working with, a form is just a window. I have no idea what the difference between a form and a actual... You can make like an actual window in here, but I don't know what the difference is. Forms are just better for some reason. We want audio settings. So this is the one. We'll make it that size. Doesn't need to be that big. The text will say audio settings, and I've also seemed to name this with a space. You shouldn't do that. And we also, yeah, okay. Rename. Let's rename it. There we go. Magic. And a couple of settings. We're going to change this to fixed tool window. And that'll change that. And then we also, for now, we're just going to be very minimalistic. We're not going to worry about organization that much, except we kind of have to, because it gets annoying if we don't. So what do we need? We need 1, 2. Okay. So we need a table. That's a little intense. Not that song. Let's dock this one. Like that. Remove the last column. That's what we want. We want to add another row. Because what I'm thinking is we'll put a control there and then a control, some buttons at the bottom. And we'll just add another row so we have some space at the top. And let's resize these. So these will be percents, these will be percent, and then this one's going to be absolute 35, and this one will be absolute 35. And then let's grab another table, throw it down in here so that we can have some buttons. Let's remove the last row. Dock it in the middle. Add in a column. Okay. And let's set the size of these. So the column 3, I think it's the one on the right. So we want another column, because we want an OK button, a apply button, and a cancel button. So this is going to be, say, 50 pixels, and then these need to be the same. 50 pixels is not big enough. Let's say 80. 80 looks better. Set that to 80. And I've done that wrong. Should be the other way around. Like that. And then we put our things in. Oh, we need one more table for this bit here. Do we? Yes. Last row. Set this to there. And then let's throw in... Is it the first column? We need to set to, say, 80 pixels. Should be fine. There we go. Make everything line up very nicely. And then let's put in our buttons. So this is going to be the cancel button. Let's dock it. No. Fill. And text should be cancel. As well, we should be naming these buttons. So this is going to be cancel button. This is going to be okay button. And it's going to say okay. And then this one's going to be... Actually, no, this one's going to be the apply button. And this one is going to be OK button. Nope. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that one's weird. That song usually has something coming after it, but it's weird just hearing it end like that. You finished yet? Alright, there we go. And what else do we need? We need a label here, because this is the control box that we're going to use to set the audio device. I'm wondering if we should have like a refresh button here. We'll add in another. We'll put it in. We'll future-proof. Future-proof. Even if we don't get it done today. So let's put in a label on the left and dock it. And then text align to the left, middle left, and it's going to be audio device. And then on the right, we're going to have a button, and this one's going to be refresh. And it's going to be called audio device refresh button. And we're going to dock it. Lovely. And then finally, what are we looking for? Looking for a drop-down box, but it's not called a drop-down box. It's called a combo box. That's right. And it looks wrong right now. We'll fix that. This is going to be called audio device drop-down. And over here in the settings, we're going to say in appearance? No, behavior. Where is it? Is it in here? I know it's in here somewhere. Text doesn't matter. I'll drop down style. There we go. We want drop down list. And that'll make it lovely like that. Let me just grab a drink. Tell you what, there's something about this that's very relaxing. Okay, right, so we've got the UI set up for this. Now I just need to remember how the functionality works. I suppose we should go over to Jukebox here. And that's grayed out because that was a feature I was planning to do but didn't end up doing. And we'll just say audio settings. Put that in there. And we'll call it... What do we call this one? Audio settings button. And then we can go into the jukebox, into the code. This is all the refresh stuff to refresh the lists and all that stuff. And what I want to do should I set it? Because there's two ways you can do this. If I just bring the video over here, the jukebox over here, you can do it so that if you press the button, then a dialog box will show up and you can't use this in the meantime. Whoops. But the other way you can do it is so that you can use this in the meantime. You can run them asynchronously. Might be easier just to do the dialog box right now, so I might do that. Okay, so in order to do that, then we need to add in a new method here. Private void show audio settings, or rather, actually, audio settings button clicked. And since it's an event, we're going to do object sender event args e and open that up. Lovely. And then in the design of the jukebox, we can go over to that object, go to the events tab, on click, scroll down here and select it. Audio settings button click. And then here, all we're going to do is should we do this that way, or what have I got in here? No, we'll do it this way. Public, we'll create our audio settings box at the beginning when the program starts and just open it and close it as we need to. Audio settings. We'll call it main audio settings. And then we need to create it down here. Main audio settings equals new main audio settings. No, new audio settings. Right. And then all we need to do in the jukebox is just say program dot audio main audio settings dot show dialog. And then in here, whoops, we've got that stuff, and we're just going to say public, no, not public, private void refresh audio device, refresh audio devices, and turn this music down a little bit. So, first thing we need to do is, what's this called? What did we call it? We called it audio device dropdown. And we just need to go items.clear. And that'll get rid of everything so that we can put new things in there. And then we need to go through to... how do you do this again? I might have to Google this. There's no shame in that. That's fine. What do we got? Wave out. I think actually it's... If we hop back over to audio settings, we just import using N audio, which is the library I'm using to do audio. N audio wave, I think it is. And we should have wave out. Okay, yep. So now we need to grab all the information for the audio devices. So that's going to be, we're going to create an array of wave out capabilities equals new array of that, and the length will be wave out dot device count. So we've created an array that's the length of that, and then we need to name it. Devices, that's good enough. And then we're going to go through and loop through. So for I int I equals 0, and I is less than wave out dot device count, if I can spell wave out correctly. So, and we also need to increment I mean. So I plus plus. Then devices, so that's the array that we made earlier with the index of I equals wave out dot get capabilities, and we need I. Wonderful. And I think as well, we could have just gone and added it in there. It's a good point, actually. My music seems to have stopped. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one. I don't know what happened there. It just sort of stopped. All right. What was there? Oh, that was the playlist. Okay. Right. Where were we? So then we might as well just keep going in this loop here since we're doing that. And go audio device drop down dot items dot add devices I dot, oh, we could do this a fancy way. Just show off my programming skills. Audio device drop down dot items add range devices dot select, and then we do that, and then for each device we want to select the product name, the manufacturer, product name should be fine. And what's wrong here? Okay, we need to convert that to an array. Lovely. And then that's all wonderful. And then we also need to select the current one, which I don't think we've stored. So that'll be in here. We might want to store that. Unless if we hop over to what am I looking for? Okay, yep, all right. Let's do our settings in here. So we need to create an integer. Public int. Okay, all right. That seems... that problem's getting really annoying. All right. So we need to create an integer, and it's going to be so what was it? Current audio device. That's right. And it's going to equal 0. And we need to do static because it's a static class. And then we can simply go into our audio settings here and then just say audio device drop down dot select dot selected index, and I think we should just be able to set this to that value. So program dot current audio device. And we don't do it like a function, do it like that. Wonderful. And as well, we also need to do some stuff just to stop it from dying on us. We need bool is refreshing equals false. Otherwise, every time we change the selected index, it'll reset the audio device, and then you can end up with weird problems with loops, and it's just best to do... Oh, excuse me. Just best to do it this way. Is refreshing equals true. And then at the end, is refreshing equals false. And then we can just check to see if it is refreshing when we do the change stuff. Okay. So that's all set up. Now we need to just do the event for changing this stuff, as well as the event for that. So we might actually set that one up first, because that's easy. Okay, so let's just double click that, set that one up, and we'll do one for all of these as well. Selected index changed, and the OK button is clicked. The apply button is clicked. One for when the cancel button is clicked. And I'm thinking as well, actually, we don't even need this event because we're going to apply it later, so we can get rid of that. So let's bring this one down. Let's get rid of this. Hold on. No. I said goodbye. See ya. And then we can get rid of the event in here. Save it. And for some reason, apply. Okay, let's undo that. Okay, I guess we need to save that first then. Alright. And that should fix the problem. No? Oh, I'm removing the wrong one. Okay. There you go. Problem solved. And the apply button, OK button, cancel button, apply button. There we go. Starlight Glimmer says, I like jazz. I can. I like anything that's good music, honestly. As well, I am gonna move that across to there, just so you can see what I'm doing in the bottom corner here, in case you were interested, and not just here for the music. Okay, so where were we? We've got those set up, so on the apply button, the refresh button, we can just say refresh audio devices. The OK button, we can go, and we'll put in a placeholder here, which is just set. Why not? We just call it set, because that makes sense. The apply button will do that too, and we might as well close after we've set. And then cancel button will just close without setting. And we'll refresh audio devices when we press cancel, just so it resets all of that. And then we need to make our set function. So private void set. And that doesn't require anything, so we'll just go and we'll say, so how do we stop things? If we go into the jukebox, what do we do when we press the stop button? If I can find it, it's probably underneath all of that. Stop. Current playlist, stop. And the refresh playback buttons. Oh, okay, so hold on one sec. I might already have a current audio device. There we go. Playlist, current song. Yeah, okay, so I should use this for the current audio device. Public int current audio device equals 0. And we'll go back into the program and get rid of that, and then just fix all the errors that come from that. And it'll be in here. It'll say, oh, we don't have that. That doesn't exist. It's program.currentplaylist.current audio device. All right. So now when we set it, we need to go program.currentplaylist.pause. And then program.currentplaylist.set audio device, which doesn't exist yet, but we'll make that. Set audio device, and it needs to be audio device drop down dot selected index, because that'll be exactly the same as those. And that'll set it to that. And then we can just go refresh audio devices. And then that should be fine, except for this. And so we need to go into playlist and create this function, or this method. Keep using function, that's old terminology. So let's hop over to, and actually we don't even need, if we go back in here, we don't need to pause it, because we'll do that in the playlist. So open up the playlist, and we'll go public void, public void, set audio device. And we'll int device. An integer, by the way, that's just a number. It's a number that can't have a decimal point. So we need to set our audio device. So how are we setting our wave out? Okay, so and this should be current audio device. We'll put that in there because I've just noticed that when it creates it, it needs to create a wave out using the current audio device. Right? Can't you do that? No? Okay. I don't understand why that's having a problem there. There is no way to change it after you've made it, as far as I'm aware. Okay, no, there is. All right. So let's make it. We'll just leave that out, and then device number. You just need to do this before you set it up. Equals current audio device. And that is a far better spot for me to be sitting. Okay. And then in here, set audio device, what we need to do is stop, or actually pause, and then wave out. Is there a dispose? No, so we can just go, no. Program audio out. Is there a dispose? Yes, so dispose. And then we need to, hold on. So we set the audio device, we need to say if, is there an is playing? Playback state equals playback state dot playing, then, okay. Then we need to pause it. Hold on. Okay. No. Alright, what am I doing? It's been a long time since I've looked at this project, can you tell? Okay, so alright. Let me go down here and just check this out again. So it needs to be program dot audio out. Actually, if we just pause it, it should be fine. And I'm just gonna save whether it's playing or not. Oh, no, maybe not. I think we'll just stop it. Yeah, we're not going to try and play it again after we've just changed the audio device, and then we'll dispose that. Except we'll just make sure that it exists first. And then there really should be a if we just change this, just copy this across, paste this in here, we should be able to just go set audio device, current audio device, and then in here the very first thing we do, say current audio device equals device. Okay. I don't know if that's going to work. I probably missed something incredibly incredible. So let's head back to the settings and just run through what we've done. So when we press set, which is for when we apply, and press OK, then it will set audio device to that one and refresh. And then in the playlist, when we set the audio device, it sets the current audio device to that. And then we could actually just go with that, but yeah, anyway. Sets the current audio device to that and then stops it. And then if it can, it disposes it. And then creates a new one, sets it to the audio device, and then does all the stuff it needs to do, initializes it, and then it's all lovely. Okay. So, technically, that should work. Let's see. Let's see what happens. What horrifying things happen. So let's stop that. Okay. I'm surprised. Oh, I've set it to release. Stop. We need to set it to debug. I'm surprised people are still watching. We are still going, aren't we? Okay. So this works. Let's press play. So it plays things fine. It stops fine. That's good. So if we go to Tools, Audio Settings. Okay, we forgot to do that. But if we click Refresh, there we go. There's all my audio devices. If we set it to that, and press Apply, we press Play. Oh, we need to press OK. And then, if we go in, if I just open up Audacity and see if it's playing out of the right audio device, that would be epic if we just ran this once and everything worked perfectly. That is a rarity. We want the microphone to be cable output to... Oh, would you look at that? It's playing out of there. Isn't that wonderful? Well, let's set the speakers to this. That's beautiful. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, what we need to do is we'll set that to that. Yeah, that's not a very good looking window, is it? Let's play a different song, and let's just test that it doesn't break when we try and change it afterwards. Yeah, it stops. The only thing, okay. These buttons haven't updated. See, it's stopped, but the stop button and the pause button are still there. They shouldn't be there if it's stopped. So that's something we need to fix. If we go in here to jukebox, no, playlist, and just pop down to the bottom here, we should replace this with program dot current main jukebox dot. Is there a... There is. Sender, I'll just say this, and new event args. They don't really matter. We don't need to worry about those. It doesn't use them anyway. So that should fix that. And then we also need to refresh the audio devices when we first start. And we also actually need to set up our current audio device as a setting that goes along. So, what was I going to do before? It was in the audio settings. I need to go up to the top, and when we initialize things, we also need to refresh our audio devices, and then I'll set it up from the beginning. And now it should work lovely. So that's all set up there, and then we can go like that and press OK, and it all stops lovely, and we just play it, and it should come out of there. And in fact, I'm actually going to set up... Oh, no, we won't do that, not yet. And then, but the only problem with that is that if we reopen it, the audio device will reset. See, now it's back to the default. And as well, okay, we need to fix that before we set up the settings. When you press OK, it stops the audio. Let's just get this one playing again. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here to fix that is just do bool settings changed, and it'll be false by default. And then we do actually... Oh. What now? Catastrophic failure. I'm sorry? Could we not have a catastrophic... What? Huh. Because none of the classes within it can be designed. I'm sorry. What? Was this something I did? Did I screw something up? Let me just take a look at the design. No. The designer code. Why is that not? This is not something that I predicted would happen, especially since it just sort of appeared out of nowhere. Ah, there's Rick Astley. Say hello to us. Just taunt us. Look how bad your code is, he says. It's a shame that this is not a Rickroll. That would be fantastic if it was. So what exactly is the issue here? The type or namespace audio settings could not be found? I haven't got the namespace.
I think you'll find the Prime Minister is an alien in disguise.
Audio settings is refreshing, is assigned, but it's never used. Yes. Okay, these are all minor complaints. What is... I'm sorry? Okay, look, we're going to save all and then just close and reopen Visual Studio and hope that that fixes the problem. Honestly. Okay. Are you going... Magic. There you go. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Works every time. Okay, what were we doing before Visual Studio decided to die on us? We were... When we pressed the OK button, it stopped without us changing the settings. Okay, so if we set a bool, settings changed, and it's false by default. Yep, you're not complaining. That's good. And then we'll create an event for when you change the audio device here. Actually, no. We'll actually create a method to check if the settings have been changed. So it'll be a private bool settings changed. And we could just do a whole bunch of if. And right now it'll just be... Oh, hold on. We don't even need to make a function for that. We can just set it up here. Bool settings changed audio device drop down dot selected index equals current audio device. So that's program dot current playlist dot current audio device. And I'm thinking, because that's an instance, isn't it? Yes, we really need to move current audio device outside of there and back into program, because current playlist is actually the file playlist. We don't want to put that in there. I'm going back on myself a lot, aren't I? So let's put this in there. That's going to cause some errors. Well, they should be easily fixed. Playlist, program, current audio device. Huh? An object reference is required for the non-static field. Okay. There you go. Fixed. Playlist is, yeah, okay, we'll fix that. And then, program dot current audio device and program. Okay. And then in here, so that should check. That's just saying the settings changed equals if this is equal to that. It's a bit confusing, but it saves space. Because this this equation here gives a Boolean. It gives true if the selected index is equal to the current audio device. And so that means the settings have been changed. And we can just use ORs across there. It's nice and handy. And so we can just go if. And we just go in set here. If settings changed. And just throw the whole thing inside that statement. Like that. And now it, oh. Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. That'll work. That'll work. Almost done, almost at the end. This has been a long live stream. Okay, press play. And in audio settings, if we click apply, it stops it. Right, that didn't work, did it? Okay. So what's going on here? We press OK and it says set, close. If settings changed. Okay, I see what the problem is. It needs to be not that. Okay. If it's different, then stop it. There you go. Problem solved. Now, the last thing we need to do to make this an actual feature, and I got to see if I can remember how to do this. It should be in program. Yeah. So if we go in here into properties, you can actually set settings in the registry. And so we set this here. Previous audio device. And what's that? Don't get rid of that. Hey, what are you doing opening up a tab? Get rid of that. Previous audio device, and it should be a int. And that's okay. And it is previous audio device. Yep, that's good. And it should be 0. And so if we go into the program, well, this should be fine anyway. Okay, so hold on. Let me get a hold of my bearings. It's been a long live stream. So this needs to be current audio device equals int of properties dot settings dot default, and it's prev audio device, and put that there, and then we save the settings. We need to save that. Under the master volume, so it's nice and organized, and that equals current audio device. So now if we save that, and this should be, why am I coding stuff now, says Remix H, because I need to make some changes to my jukebox, which is this thing here, and I kind of ran out of juice in terms of music, so I thought I might as well do this while we're here. Coding takes less energy than music does. At least for me. So yeah, this is my jukebox that I use for live streams, and it keeps doing that. Can you stop, please? It's my jukebox that I use for live streams, and I need to change the audio device sometimes, and I don't have an option to do that, so I'm adding it in here. We're almost done. Okay. So, there's an exception here. Probably it's not found. Did I name it wrong? Probably. Yeah. Previous. I said previous, it's a full word rather than just prev. Program, and we can go previous. And set this one to previous as well. We'll save it and start. And we'll stop our current playlist so that we can listen to this. So now, if we change this, and that's going through another audio output, which I don't think you can hear, and save playlist should make a difference. But if we stop now and start it again, it should remain set to that. And it wasn't. That's nice. Okay. Let's try and fix this, and then we're done. So where's the opening thing here? Public playlist. And set order. Randomized songs. Order by... That should work. I don't know why that's not working. Save settings. When are we... Sorry about that. Almost done. Almost done. Just got this last little bug to iron out here. But it's not working for some reason. Well, that means that it's not that, so I can just go back and change that back to what it was. That is the right setting name, isn't it? If we open up properties and just double check this. Previous audio device is that. Okay. So maybe it was that. I'm not sure exactly how this works. It's been a while. Let's try it out. Audio settings, and we'll set this to that and press OK and then close it. And then start it again. And audio settings, and it's it's still being weird. Previous audio device. And I have got it in here, right? Previous audio device. Right. Okay. So what's... Oh, I see what the problem is. It doesn't change it until you press play. And then we just need to go current playlist dot set audio device, current audio device. And hopefully that will work. Although it should really just work the way that it is, shouldn't it? Because I've just set that there. It doesn't matter what the playlist thinks it is, because the playlist isn't playing. It's in the settings that the problem is. So when we refresh the audio device, it gets rid of it and then puts all of them in there. And the selected index is equal to the current audio device. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're going to go back to here and just add in a... Which key is it? It's that one. Add in a thing here that will just pause it and let me take a look at all the variables here. Current audio device is 2. Okay. And so if we go back to audio settings and I think I know what the problem is. Go back to the program. Yes, we've initialized the settings before after we created the stuff. So we need to do this before we've done everything, or we've done anything, because otherwise it's not going to update. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. There you go. And it works. It just works. Okay. Right. I'm going to close that down and just delete the copy from my desktop because we don't need it anymore. We've got another working one. That is the right folder, isn't it? Yes. And then we're going to leave it here. Well, no, we won't leave it here. We're just going to pop open FL Studio and have a last minute listen to what we did in there, and then we'll leave it there. Yes, audio is still working. I got to clear my throat every now and again. So it was around time. How long have we been going for? Oh, about 2 hours. We got a long one today, guys. Okay, what are we doing here? If I recall right, there were problems with it, and we ran out of juice.
Though I have to say goodbye.
Yeah, I still got problems with it. But that's for another day. We'll leave it here today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope the coding wasn't so uneventful that it was boring. But yeah, I'm hoping to do these weekly, but like I said at the beginning, it's kind of become a fortnightly thing. And depending on if that keeps going, because things keep getting in the way every second week, if that keeps happening, we might just make it a fortnightly thing. But I'll try and keep doing it weekly. But thanks for popping along. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day or a rest of the night, depending on where you are. A good rest of the week, and I'll see you guys on. Oh, yes, that's right. We stream on Sundays. Next Sunday. I'll see you guys then. Now, to remember how I finish these things, what button do you press again? Oh yeah, it's that one. See you guys. Every time it says this. Do you want to stop streaming? Yes, I want to stop streaming. Fantastic. And we'll stop the stream there. And we'll stop recording. See you later, folks.